invite you to. One story, and then it's time to go to bed. Okay? Oh, hi guys. I was just sending little Simba and Nala to bed. They've had quite a busy day today. Of course, having a busy day is different. These two can roam free. They can go anywhere they like. But imagine having to work and stay at the place where you spend your days. What I mean by that is, imagine if you're trapped, if you're not allowed to leave your place of sanctuary because someone tells you that you can't leave. Many people would ask you not to leave because they worry about your safety, but there are others who think that you are unentitled to leave the house. Everyone knows the story of Frodo and his meanness to Quasimodo, particularly with his idea that Quasi should never, ever, 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 ever leave the bell tower. Of course, we all agree that even if some of France would never have accepted Quasimodo, pretty sure there would have been one or two people up there. And what if there was a special way of introducing the outside world into the inside world? Must be simple, mustn't it, Nala? This story is one way in which the gargoyles, Quasi's friends, manage to bring the outside world in to the tower. And not only that, it may also introduce an old hobby that kept Quasi happy in his days of confinement. Perhaps his story will give you inspiration as well. I know it's given me inspiration. This story is a Hunchback of Notre Dame story, and it's called The Sweetest Song of All. "Why is Quasimodo so sad?" asked Hugo. "Judge Frollo has commanded that he never leave Notre Dame Cathedral," answered Victor. "He is lonely because he has no friends." Just then Quasimodo appeared. "Good morning, Quasi," Hugo cried. "Nice day for ringing bells." "I guess so," Quasimodo replied, staring at the people far below. "Ah, cheer up. What do they have down there that we don't have?" Hugo asked. Quasimodo frowned. "I don't know, because I've never been there, but I hear people laughing and singing." Then Victor spoke. "The sweetest song of all can be heard in this tower, if you do what I tell you to." "Oh, I will!" Quasimodo cried. "Then fetch a piece of firewood and a knife from the kitchen," Victor commanded. Quasimodo quickly returned with both. "I want you to carve statues of lots of different birds," said Victor. Quasimodo nodded excitedly. For 2 days he worked. On the third day he showed Hugo his first carving. "Whoa! That really looks like a dove," said Hugo. "I'm going to carve a finch next," Quasimodo vowed. Over the next few weeks, Quasimodo carved hundreds of birds out of wood. Larks and thrushes and robins and sparrows. Each statue was better than the last. He worked so hard that he nearly forgot that he was lonely. Finally, he showed Victor and Hugo a carving of a beautiful nightingale. It is your best work of all," Victor told his friend. Quasimodo was so proud that he set his bird on the highest tower so they could all admire it. The next morning, he was surprised to see 2 real birds perched next to his statue. More birds soon arrived. Some even built nests. Soon hundreds and hundreds of birds lived in Notre Dame. They woke Quasimodo with their songs in the morning, and they sang him to sleep at night. Sorry, I'm not very good with bird impressions, and as you saw, I can't whistle either. At least not at the right time I want it to. Victor had told Quasimodo the sweetest song of all could be heard at Notre Dame, and he was right. Since that day, birds have always lived in Notre Dame. And I hope when Notre Dame Tower is rebuilt once again, fingers crossed if they do, that we will see not just Quasimodo return home, but all the birds, all of his friends, and maybe even Victor Hugo and their other friend return to the tower. Here's hoping 2020 is a good year for everyone. Right, well, I better get these nippers to bed. And talking of little nippers, I think it's your bedtime too. See you again real soon. Don't forget it's Chinese New Year tomorrow. And as a special Chinese New Year, I'll tell you what type of story I'm going to tell. As you may have guessed, Chinese means it's a Mulan story. If you're following the book, or you've guessed which book I'm reading, you'll understand that sometimes I deliberately skip days. That is because I believe in telling stories based on the reference of the day ahead, whether it's a reference to the day itself or a reference here. I wish I could tell 2 stories tomorrow, as I'm also aware that it is Burns Night tomorrow, a Scottish celebration. Maybe I can persuade myself to find and read a Scottish book as well, but that would depend on how I feel tomorrow. Well, from Simba, Nala and myself, I wish you all a good night and enjoy the celebrations, wherever and whichever one you celebrate.